And now to honor America and the men and women defending our freedom. Please remain standing for our national anthem, being sung this evening by Reed Kitchen. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly lived at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright skies and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red.
Welcome on into Children's Mercy Park in beautiful Kansas City, Kansas, as the Swope Park Rangers, 6th in the West, hosting Real Monarchs, 1st in the West. It should be a really thrilling one here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, starting with the away side. And Sam Cousin, these are two teams that do like to switch up their lineups. It's 4 changes for head coach Jamison Alave, Connor Sparrow, as well as Aaron Herrera, Jose Hernandez, and Pablo Ruiz, all 4 loanees from RSL joining the starting lineup.
I also like to look at that back 4, Carter and Ryden, Mover, Gallagher, and Herrera. Real Monarchs 4 shutouts in their last 5 games.
And for the home side, Paulo Nagamura making just 2 changes to his team. They 1-0 winners at Colorado Springs Switchbacks last time out, and into the back line, Matt Lewis and Colton Storm making appearances for the Rangers tonight.
We mentioned Minter in the outset. I'll also be keeping my eye on Roman Knox, the 18-year-old Sporting KC Academy product. And as you said, Matt Lewis, his first professional start.
Big call for Lewis, radiate there in the back. There's the head man for the Rangers, Paulo Nagamura. In his first season as manager for Swope Park Rangers, Jamison Alave, of course, has taken over for Mark Briggs in the interim.
5, 4, 3,
couple
2,
of
1.
legends for their respective clubs now manning the touch lines. And Sam, we've talked about it, but these are 2 of the premier teams in the Western Conference over the past couple of seasons.
They really have been, Carter. If you look at Rail Monarchs, 30 regular season wins over the last 2 seasons. Obviously the best regular season clip last season in 2017. However, Swope Park Rangers have been the kings of the postseason, back-to-back Western Conference champions, as they've become the first team to make consecutive appearances in the USL Cup final. Tonight, we meet for the 2nd time this season.
Rangers, kings of home field advantage as well. A 13-game unbeaten streak at home on the line here as we are underway in Kansas City, Kansas. Swope Park Rangers starting with the ball. They'll be moving from right to left in their traditional home strip, dark blue with blue stripes. Rail Monarchs, the away side, wearing their all-white strip. Immediately, Mateo Silva dropping in between the 2 center backs. Tries to spray one out wide left. It's taken away by the Monarchs. They can go away with the throw-in early on.
Carter, something for me that is so impressive about both teams. We've mentioned their knack for winning games. Obviously, Rail Monarchs in the regular season and then SPR mastering those playoffs. It's one thing to do it when you've got a collective unit and you're using the same 11 to 14 players week in, week out. Both of these teams shuffle in so many players from either the academy or their MLS first teams, and it's very impressive to see, despite that lack of lineup continuity, they continue to get results on a week in, week out basis.
Parker Marr making forays into the attacking third. His cross goes wayward, and that's a great point, Sam. Both of these teams have played quite a few players this season. The Swope Park Rangers, having played 30 players, you would think that's got to be up there, but no. Rail Monarchs, 2 more. They played 32 this season.
And I think it's a testament to both teams' academies. You've got players who are rising from these programs, getting these contracts in the USL, and then even knocking on the door of the first team. When you look at who has cultivated the best academy programs over the last few years, certainly part of the conversation is Sporting Kansas City and Real Salt Lake, and now they're reaping the fruits of their labor at the USL level.
A couple of homegrown players on display for the Monarchs here this evening, and several academy players for each team as well. Here's a battle for it in midfield, and Silva gets onto it. Looked like a handball. Referee's going to play advantage as Blackwood finds his way into the area, tries to just send one across the edge of the 6-yard box. No one there for the boys in blue. Quickly taken throw by the Monarchs. It's a good cushioned header by Hoffman, and this could maybe start a counterattack, but good step there by Colton Storm. His pass, however, wayward, and now here come the Monarchs. Right into that area where Storm had vacated, but Matt Lewis making his, as you mentioned it, Sam, first professional start here this evening. Local kid, product of Kansas City, Missouri. A homegrown player for Sporting Kansas City as well.
Certainly a big night for Matthew Lewis. Matty Lewis, Rockhurst High School product. Successful 4-year career at Fordham University, where he was absolutely fantastic. Set program records in games played and games started. As we see diagonal there from Hernandez intercepted.
It was a fantastic year for Fordham last season. They made quite the run in the NCAA tournament with Matt Lewis back there anchoring the back line. A little different scenario here as see how he reacts to his first career professional start. There's Silva dancing away from pressure, and Lewis will certainly feel comfortable alongside Amir Jidic, who just slid it over to his center half partner.
How good has Amir Jidic been over the last 2.5 seasons for Swope Park Rangers, Carter? Center back, 6'4", out of Baker University nearby Baldwin City, Kansas. Has risen through the ranks, an astronomical rise, you might say. Jidic actually started last week for Sporting Kansas City in their 2-0 win over Real Salt Lake in the Open Cup 4th round, which put them into the round of 16. It's certainly a player who you would think would be getting more minutes for Sporting Kansas City if only he didn't have 2 MLS All-Star caliber center backs ahead of him in Matt Beazer and Iko Park.
That's such a wonderful story. Amir Jidic earning a tryout with the Swope Park Rangers ahead of their inaugural season in 2016. It was a early on the radar and just impressed so much, earned his way onto the team, and about halfway through the season he was starting for the eventual Western Conference champions. Now the Monarchs with possession here, settling into the game. Commentators curse it's a giveaway. Now Silva looking forward. This could be a good opportunity for the Rangers, but Minter had just drifted into an offside position.
That's a good step there from both center backs. Gallagher and Moberg really work well together along that back line. There's a reason Real Monarchs have been so tough to score against this season. Part of that is due to the fact that the back four really works well together.
Another sloppy touch here. Both teams really struggling to get a foothold in this game. Good conditions here in Kansas City, considering the oppressive heat we had in the region earlier this week.
We did luck out tonight, Carter. Temperatures this afternoon hovering in the mid-80s, but tomorrow, the next few days in the forecast, we've got mid-90s on tap. So certainly caught the weather at the right time this evening. I think the players, both teams have been training in, as you say, impressive conditions over the last few weeks. Tonight will feel like a walk in the park, at least from a temperature perspective.
Of course, the Monarchs on an 8-day rest here. I think their legs would be raring to go. Ball out with Kalen Ryden. Tried to loft it over the head of Storm. Storm's alert to the danger. And now Ryden pinned back by Felipe Hernandez. Of course, Real Monarchs coming away victorious in the meeting between these teams earlier in the season, a 4-1 victory. And actually, Swope Park Rangers yet to beat the Real Monarchs in USL play. Here's a good turnover forced by Barry, and now he's trying to cut it back on the edge of the area with Blackwood, but well read. That was Justin Portillo. Now Portillo dribbling out of pressure as well. Excellent work by the defensive midfielder for the Monarchs. Gallagher now. So does Moberg, popping it over the top. It's really a hopeful ball, easily dealt by Mirjic, who now finds Silva under pressure. Silva with the left foot delivers a wonderful pass over to the right-hand side. Storm with plenty of Swope Park Rangers players in attack. It's good tracking back, though, by Ryden, as he's able to just delay that attack and allow the Monarchs back into defensive position. Barry misses the first attempt, but it's a lucky bounce back into the forward's path. And here is Haji Barry.
Well, a few seconds ago, Carter, there's a good decision from Colton Storm not to try to whip in that cross. No one was really waiting in the box or making a run to the back post. So often you see fullbacks get on that overlap and they try to force a cross from the left or right channel, no one home. That time, Rangers were able to preserve possession, and now they've drawn a foul.
First foul of the game, and it's a hefty one. As head referee John Freeman. Just a little quick feet there from Felipe Hernandez, wasn't it?
Felipe Hernandez, very impressive this season, the 20-year-old Sporting KC Academy product, 11 games played, 2 assists to his name. Sporting KC has signed a handful of homegrown players in recent months. Juan Cusain, Juan Kamal, Jalen Lindsay, Gianluca Lucio. You'd have to think that Felipe Hernandez will be desperate to join them in those ranks here in the coming months.
Here is Hernandez on the ball, and plenty of space as well. He just waits to pass beautifully. Storm first time cross. I think you could pick up his disappointment there on our field side mics.
Good, not the cross that Colton Storm wanted to deliver, but how about that ball from Hernandez? Perfectly weighted, incisive, splitting the left center back and the left back. Moberg and Ryden there.
Let's go, we're up.
The Nashville native Hernandez making his way over to the SKC Academy. Storm now with an overhead clearance. Hernandez and Knox exchanging passes. Rangers now rotating in along the back line with Jidic. Chase Minter, fresh off his Team of the Week appearance, and gives that one away. Good covering, though, by Parker Marr to earn a throw for Swope Park Rangers.
Parker Marr, pretty unsung player, I would say, for this SPR side. Joined from St. Louis FC at the start of 2017. Played a huge role in getting the Rangers back to the USL Cup last season. 24-year-old Marr, yet to reach that MLS level, but you get the feeling that it's just on the doorstep. Certainly a player who doesn't make many mistakes back there.
Missouri native, Missouri State graduate. It's a throw high up the pitch for the Rangers now. It's a good step. Moberg just putting his foot in and breaking up the attack. There's a double team along the far side, and Storm comes away with it for the home side. Good ball and nice little first time touch. It's a little too heavy though, and Connor Sparrow off his line to collect.
I like what the Rangers are doing down that right side. Some good movement, some good passing down that right channel. Again, this Real Monarchs team will be tough to break down throughout. Certainly not a side accustomed to conceding very many goals.
Appreciation for that pass from the Monarchs bench as Ruiz has started this attack, and now it's an excellent attempt by Michael Chang, cutting in from the right-hand side. It's straight at Eric Dick, but really the first real good attack for the visitors here this evening.
Yeah, and Chang has been very productive for Real Monarchs this season. He has a go again. Eric Dick with a routine save. Michael Chang, 2 goals, 5 assists this season. Certainly someone that SPR will need to keep their eye on throughout.
A lot of space on the right-hand side there for Chang, as he's wonderfully worked attack. All started by the foot of Pablo Ruiz.
We saw Ruiz do that last week multiple times, Carter, for Real Salt Lake. Just very confident on the ball. Very creative.
It's a good dip at the shoulder. Hernandez past one defender and just runs into the second there. Gallagher with a hefty tackle away. Starting to see some pockets of space for Felipe Hernandez in midfield. Here's Knox. Out wide with Storm. He's attended to by Ryden. And so the Rangers will go all the way back with Eric Dick, who's making his 5th start for the Rangers. 18th overall pick in this year's Super Draft. Marr just trying to help that into the path of Minter. Again, center back partnership with Moberg and Gallagher have been attentive. Moberg was able to intercept that for their away side. There's a header to the middle of the pitch. Storm, though, was well alert and agile enough to get over to the center circle and get that back for the Rangers.
Well, I can tell you this much. These sides first met about a month ago, Carter. And it's a much better start for Rangers in the early going here. That 4-1 defeat to Real Monarchs May 9th in Harriman, Utah. Certainly one of the more humbling experiences of the season for SPR. Probably their worst performance of the season. And obviously, when you don't bring your best against this Real Monarchs team, you're probably going to pay. But in the early going, both sides with reasons for encouragement.
15th minute here, still scoreless. There's Ruiz again. Big scything diagonal across the pitch. It's actually well handled in the end by Masta Kacher. And Hernandez has wiggled free in the box. He tries to cut it across the 6, and it's a big foot from Jidic that stops that chance. Monarchs knocking on the doorstep.
It's a massive defensive intervention there, and from my money, I think that's a shot that needs to be had on goal. Might see it again in a moment, Carter, but Hernandez had done well to beat his defender.
Here's a ball over the top for Hernandez from Minter. Sparrow had to be alert there, and he was getting there just about a second before Hernandez charging into the area. End-to-end stuff here after a bit of a slow start in Kansas City.
I was gonna say, Carter, isn't that a nice little sequence we've been treated to there? End-to-end stuff, both sides coming close to opening the scoring.
Now back with Connor Sparrow, who has been away with RSL for most of the year, but is undefeated for the Monarchs this season. The St. Louis native making a return to his home state. It's 3-0-1. But it's not as if they've had struggles along the back line or along in between the sticks. As Jake Leaker has done an admirable job. 5 starts and 4 shutouts, but he's back on the bench here this evening.
Connor Sparrow, another player who featured last week when Real Salt Lake faced Sporting KC in the Open Cup at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Player they think has a big future. So system. It was a cheap giveaway in midfield, and Rangers just slowly building through the back here. Sparrow was the Defensive Player of the Year for the Monarchs last season as they topped the West during the regular season. Impatient build-up from SPR here. See this so often this season. It's been a real focus for Swope Park Rangers and Paolo Nagamura to try and mirror the playing style of Sporting Kansas City. Bit of a departure from the Rangers teams of the past. Here's a 50-50 ball that falls to the Monarchs, and they have a 2-on-2 breakaway going the other way. Hoffman has a go. It's back to Hoffman, edge of the area, and again it's blocked away. Still alive, and a penalty. Hernandez gets there just ahead of Jidic, and the Monarchs will have a chance to take the lead.
It starts with a giveaway in midfield, Carter, and whether this is indeed a worthy foul in the penalty area or not, SPR will be disappointed to have given the ball away and afforded this chance in the first place. As we see a blocked shot, Hernandez gets the ball, and there appears to be very minimal contact there. My goodness, and Amir Jidic will be very disappointed in that.
Yeah, on second look there. That's a tough pill to swallow for the Rangers. Looked to be a whole lot of contact between Hernandez and Jidic. All the same, referee points to the spot, so Chandler Hoffman will step up and bury it in the corner. Well taken penalty by the Monarchs captain. His 4th goal of the season, and the Real Monarchs take a 1-0 lead.
Well, let's be real. The penalty call was poor, but this is a fantastic penalty from Chandler Hoffman. Eric Dick, 6 feet 5 inches. He's fully extended, and he cannot touch that one. Wonderfully struck from Hoffman. And the visitors have that all-important first goal.
So it's a restart for the Rangers after that penalty on the other end. Chandler Hoffman getting his 4th goal of the season. Of course, scored 16 last year. It was a calm finish from the 27-year-old. Eric Dick, no slouch at penalties either as a netminder. Saved one already this season for the Rangers. Couldn't get near that one. It was expertly dispatched. Mar with a clever little ball into the left inside channel. Blackwood trying to cut back. And it's good backtracking from SLC.
Carter, this is a very key period of the game. How will SPR respond? Certainly not used to falling behind at home as we see a ball played in, scooped up by Sparrow. This is an SPR team that has not lost on home turf since last August, as we mentioned in the outset, 13 straight games without defeat on home soil.
13 straight games over 3 different venues as well. Rangers making good use of their namesake, ranging around the Kansas City area, but no matter where they've played, been formidable at home. As Sam Cobbs just said, they've got some work to do here. 21st minute. Monarchs leading through a Chandler Hoffman penalty. There's a clever leave and first time cross into the area. Cleared away. Nicely done by Michael Gallagher. That looked like the Rangers were going to be in for a tap-in.
And that's clever stuff there from Chase Minter, who's on the ball now, letting that ball run by him so that Mar was able to run onto it, whip in across.
It's the type of stuff that Minter brings to your team. Always show up in the box score, but was rewarded for his craft. Worked great with his Team of the Week appearance, and for that win over Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Won 6 tackles and 18 of 23 duels.
Yeah, no one's going to question Chase Minter's work rate, his industrious approach in the midfield, but also tracking back even when he's playing on the wing.
There's Blackwood, dances around a defender. Blackwood now can sprint into the box. He cuts it back for Berry, still alive. Haji Berry shifted the feet, and it's slammed home. Colton Storm smashes it into the back of the net, and the Rangers are level.
We talked about the importance of a positive fight back from the Rangers, and that's exactly what we have. They waste no time in drawing level. Haji Berry asking questions of the Monarchs defense, and Colton Storm making no mistake with the net gaping. 1-1.
Well, Berry must have got a shout there from Storm. So it looked all the world as though he'd have a swing at it with his left foot, but Storm storming into the area. He's got his second goal of the season. And it's a quick response for the Rangers. Exactly what you want to see from the home side here.
Exactly right, Carter. And what you don't want to see is a player down here on the far side. This appears to be Haji Berry, who has been so good for this Rangers team. He's started every match for them this season, 5 goals and now 5 assists. Came into the game as one of just 6 USL players to account for 9 goals total, either scored or assisted. Oh, and it looks like he just gets a cleat to the top of the foot. And that's going to leave a mark, and we'll be feeling that one in the morning.
He certainly will. That one is going to hurt off the boot of Kalen Wright, and just 200 pounds is all. 6'2", 200, the big left back for the Monarchs. You're just talking about what Haji Berry has meant to this Swope Park Rangers side this year. Getting his 5th assist on the season, that leads the team. And those 5 goals are second on the team behind Carlton Belmar, who hasn't been playing recently for the Rangers.
Well, and what I've loved is seeing those two work together as we've got another SPR attack on tap.
Berry nipping it off the toes, and Blackwood danced around one defender. Ball just about running out of play, but Blackwood able to keep it in bounds, and it'll result in a corner kick for the Rangers.
How good is that from Blackwood, keeping the ball in bounds along the end line, winning his team a corner kick. Well done there from the Englishman.
And again, you see the high press paying off for the Rangers. Haji Berry contributing on the offensive end all season, but also did a good job in this Rangers press. He won the ball there. So it's a corner kick for SPR. Curled into the near post, and Jinic is there. Well, that was an excellent delivery. Looked like Chase Minter, the man, on the corner flag there, and Jinic, first time, it's a tough take, but gets it on frame.
And Jinic is exactly the player you'd want, finding a pocket of space off a set piece. Amir would have maybe wanted that one to find his head rather than his foot. Not the easiest of finishes there, catching the ball on the fly there like that, but a good delivery from Minter. And SPR looked very, very good since falling behind.
Just didn't quite get enough behind it on that first time attempt. Amir Jinic, delivery from Chase Minter. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50.
Carter, I was talking to you before this broadcast about how much I liked this USL ball this year. Usually, for me, a soccer ball is a soccer ball. But this thing is slick. It strikes well when you're out on the field. I'm a big fan of this iteration.
Sure, the Select check is in the mail for Sam Cobson.
Just trying to play my cards right.
It's a good ball. I'm a fan. And here's that ball at the feet of Felipe Hernandez. Again, Monarchs tackling back, but you alluded to it. It's been a really good response from the Rangers as they've pretty much been in the Monarchs half ever since conceding that opener.
Sometimes what happens, Carter, is when you fall victim to a questionable call, especially a penalty kick in which you fall behind, it's so important as to how you respond. Do you respond with maturity and with poise? Or you maybe lose hold of your emotions and let things fall out of sort. Certainly the Rangers have responded well.
Here they are, just about everyone camped inside the attacking half. Little flick from Blackwood doesn't come off. It looked like it was there as Knox was charging in behind. The ball back now with Minter and the Rangers. Moving the ball along the middle, and now all the way right, Hernandez dropping even behind Colton Storm. The Storm has lost out. Good pressure from Ryden. Ball is crushed forward into the area. No offside given, but a calm header back into the arms of Connor Sparrow. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Advantage from John Freeman. Looks like that might be a late yellow card. He was reaching for his pocket as it happened, but along go the Monarchs. A couple of step overs by Chang. He cuts it inside, and it's a speculative effort from Pablo Ruiz. And indeed, it's a yellow card for Chase Minter. You can hear the reaction in the middle of the field from that challenge by Minter. Here is first yellow card of the evening. Minter will have to be careful against his former team the rest of the way. Storm trying to just curl it behind the back line. Offside as Blackwood, perhaps by just a shade. Monarchs starting too quickly for their own good as Storm was there, but Ryden was unaware the ball was being played into him. Excuse me, that was Cacher. Sometimes a quick restart working against the offensive team.
Absolutely, in that case, exactly what happened then. What I've liked so far, Carter, he scored the goal, but Colton Storm He's really looking very confident out there at right back. That run through the middle. He's a player who has a lot of USL experience. He's a player who's on the books with Sporting Kansas City. He's on the Sporting Kansas City roster. He's yet to make an MLS appearance, but he continues to knock on the door, and you can tell he's got a very high level of comfort and confidence with this Rangers team, and he has certainly stamped his name on this one so far.
That was Aaron Herrera stepping in the way of a Džidić pass, but Parker Marr able to pressure Michael Chang and win the ball back, but here's Chang winning it back for the Monarchs. And the team able to possess it here in the near touchline. But a foul drawn by Minter. Here, Jamison Olave barking out orders to Chandler Hoffman there, as Tyler Blackwood having a bit of a word with John Freeman, head referee.
Talk about two coaches with some serious playing pedigree of their own tonight, with Jamison Olave guiding Real Monarchs, and then Paulo Nagamura with SBR. More on that in a moment.
Barry in behind now, cutting it across the area. Knox just couldn't quite check up as the cross was deflected behind him. Booming header from Marr to keep it in, and Barry trying to press back. He does. Silva on his left foot, just cutting it back now with Marr. Rangers exerting some pressure. The Monarchs defending that sequence just well enough. Or defending the do for the visitors. As Storm, it's a wayward pass, but luckily for the Rangers, Silva is there. He picks it up, finds Blackwood, cutting inside. Tyler Blackwood still going off the post. Oh, what a brilliant solo effort from Tyler Blackwood. Somehow that ball didn't find its way to the back of the net. Hernandez chested down by Barry, and Storm on the left foot volleys it on the half volley over the crossbar. But a slaloming run by Tyler Blackwood, and you thought the Rangers had gone ahead.
A breathtaking run through the defense here from Blackwood, and this is a move, Carter, that deserves a goal. Karam's off the post, so desperately unlucky is Tyler Blackwood, very nearly scoring his second of the season, as he made mincemeat out of the Real Monarchs defense. But again, the final product inches away, but desperately unlucky.
Tyler Blackwood, the former Sacramento Republic man, as you mentioned, just the one goal to his name. He's making his 10th start for Swope Park Rangers this season. Been active along the flanks for the Rangers. What a run that was. There's a Monarchs player down on the field. Is the delay we are under right now. I believe it's Michael Gallagher, center back for the Monarchs, as gets a pat from Tyler Blackwood. Well, you had talked about it a little bit, Sam. These two coaches feel like, looking at Jamison Olave, might be able to stick him back there in the back line still if you're in a pinch.
The man is an absolute horse still, Carter. And two coaches, as we've said, who had some very impressive accomplishments throughout their MLS careers. Jamison Olave, an MLS Cup champion. Paulo Nagamura, an MLS Cup champion. These two coaches, both with more than a dozen years of professional experience. And at the MLS level, they were two consummate professionals, two very respected competitors who certainly left a positive mark on the league. And now it looks like now Monarchs forced into a change.
This is a tough spot for the Monarchs, as it's an injury change. Michael Gallagher, who was making his 11th start of the season, is replaced by Conrad Plua, who is making his first appearance for the Monarchs. Former St. Louis FC man. with a big task on his hands here.
Certainly a fascinating plot twist in this one as Plua gets in his first minutes of the season for Real Monarchs. How does he slot in here along the back line? He'll be operating with Moberg in central defense. Certainly, Rangers have put Monarchs under the cosh the last 15 minutes or so. Whether Plua can settle in fast will possibly go a ways in deciding this one.
Well, they're going to immediately challenge him, are the Rangers, as it's a long ball straight down the throat. Plua just lagging a little bit behind Barry there, but good goalkeeping by Connor Sparrow. Wish all the best for Michael Gallagher as we saw him trot all the way around the field, and he'll take his place on the bench. Unable to see this one out. Blackwood just touching it back with Barry, but
Look.
little toe poke away by Portillo. He's one possession back. Ruiz wanting a foul. Waving off the referee there, but nothing given. Silva rising highest, but his pass intercepted by Aaron Herrera. That's asking a lot of Chang, who just about got there. Lewis stepping all the way over from his right center back position, able to just about nip in. Good spell of possession, though, here for the Monarchs.
Something they haven't had a whole lot of here in the first half. Monarchs used to enjoying a little bit more of the ball than they have in the first 36, 37 minutes tonight. Again, part of that, certainly a product of SPR really committing to that possession-oriented approach. Certainly not a team that is going to go direct long ball over the top.
As you can see now, Rangers patiently sliding it across the back line. Lewis, tough pass inside. Minter does really well to hold on to that. Look at this buildup from the Rangers, still going through Barry. Tried to slide it back to Blackwood, but James Moberg with a crucial touch. Break up that really beautiful one-touch passing sequence.
It really was easy on the eyes there, and it started with the incisive pass through the lines from Matty Lewis. Minter and Barry almost connecting there on the edge of the box, center channel.
Again, possession easily won back. Monarchs really struggling to bring the ball forward into the attacking half ever since scoring that opener. In the 38th minute here in Kansas City, still 1-1. Knox breaking forward, just couldn't time that one right with Storm. So Plua plays it back with Sparrow. Good pop off the boot there from the SLC goalkeeper. Back now with Plua, under pressure. Just lifts this one forward with his left boot. Here, Thomason Alave barking about the second ball. His team did just that.
Come on.
Hoffman turning it back with Portillo, but his pass blocked and then intercepted, and again the Rangers come away with the ball. Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from around the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Jinic comes over forcefully and plays that one out of bounds in front of Jose Hernandez. RSL homegrown, born in Mexico City but moved to Phoenix. UCLA product, making just his 4th start of the season. Minter keeps that one in play. All the way back to Sparrow again. He lofts it high into the sky. That's a clever pass from Jidic to beat the press by Cashier. And now Storm trying to sprint forward there, but Hernandez's layoff was just a little too easy for the defense to deal with. Minter, clever first touch. Coming forward in the step over, loses the defender. Minter crossing it to the back post. Well, he did everything up until the final ball.
An excellent spell from Minter there until, as you said it, Carter, the delivery a bit too far out in front. We get a glimpse of what Chase Minter can do. So he does well to get separation from Herrera there. And Herrera certainly no slouch as an outside back.
No highly touted prospect for Real Monarchs and RSL's set up. He was put through the washer there by Chase Minter. (1-1) here in Kansas City as the Monarchs took the lead through contentious penalty won by Hernandez, scored by Hoffman. Look at that ball over the top. Barry now charging into the area. Oh, it's a beautiful pass, but Sparrow at his near post swallows up the chance.
How good is that from the 18-year-old Roman Knox, putting the ball on an absolute dime. That is a 45-yard diagonal pass right into the path of Haji Barry, and that's exactly the player you'd want to find in the box. Great vision there from the youngster, and a Shawnee, Kansas native. He's grown up in the Kansas City area his whole life. I got to talk to Roman Knox a little bit yesterday. He has risen through the ranks here in the Sporting Kansas City Academy system, and we're going to see this one again. This is an absolute peach. Haji Barry does really well to take that down, just can't quite put it on frame.
Just a wonderful pass from the youngster Knox, making his second consecutive start here as he started the game last weekend against Colorado Springs. Storm just seeing to the wily danger of Masta Cashier. Here's Cashier getting on the ball again. And again, attended to by Colton Storm. This time, though, Cashier spins around, but Storm able to just nip back in. The pass a little short from Cashier, as it looked like he had initially beaten Storm, and he could have exchanged a 1-2. Ooh, that's a slack back pass, and who's going to get there first? Eric Dick just about getting there. But this one over the top of Hernandez. It's a foot race, and Blackwood cutting it back onto his left, well blocked by Moberg.
It's really good individual defending from Moberg, and a very big block there as Blackwood cut the ball onto his left foot. Would have maybe been better served to cut it back again onto his right. Have a go. Nevertheless, the chance is gone. And if I'm Hamasin Olave, I'm looking forward to my team getting into the locker room with this game 1-1. Obviously taking the lead early through that penalty kick from Chandler Hoffman, and a positive start for the visitors, but since then, Monarchs have been second best. SPR has been in the ascendancy.
8 shots to 3 for SPR, 5 on goal. Just the 1 for the Monarchs. Minute and a half to go here in normal time in this first half. Of course, the Monarchs with a forced substitution that they'll have to deal with as well. There's a foul and a yellow card for Mateo Silva. I think that's not for the foul, but for delaying the restart there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Nothing malicious, just unsporting from Mateo Silva, 21-year-old defensive midfielder.
Head coach Paulo Nagamura knows it. His face in his hands there, as he knew that was just a silly yellow card to take from your defensive midfielder, and Mateo Silva will have to be careful remainder of this one.
That's exactly right. It's the timing of the yellow card, isn't it? Right here on the stroke of halftime. A careless play at the end of the day, isn't it? Now, Mateus Silva, who plays a very combative role for the Rangers here in that defensive midfield spot, have to be a little more cautious.
Hernandez touching it away from a defender on the thigh and cutting it back. And Monarchs didn't like it, and well, we just saw it on the other end. So as big a mistake as it was for Mateus Silva, perhaps even bigger for Pablo Ruiz as he goes into the book.
And that's about as blatant as they come, right in front of the center official, Ruiz. Lack of judgment there, absolutely needless. We condemn Silva. That is another lapse in judgment.
Well, Ruiz would have just seen that yellow card for that very behavior.
Exactly right.
Less than a minute ago. So he will have to also be careful for the remainder of this one. Take it short and then float it into the back post. Blackwood just applying the pressure, but Moberg with a deft header out of play. Just about all he can do with that one. Corner kick here as we're into the 2 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half. Minter, he's delivered a peach from this exact corner flag earlier on in this first half. Raises his hand. Again, curled in, this time near the spot. Barry tried to turn on that. It's blocked away. Crucial block by Ryden. Marr will dump it back into the corner looking for Minter. Minter with a double team to deal with here. Tackled away by Ruiz. Quickly taken throw. Blackwood battling a couple of white shirts in the Monarchs area. Just hacked clear by Real Monarchs. So time for one last attack here for the Swope Park Rangers. Every player in a blue shirt moving forward into the attacking half. Storm Minter exchange passes as Hernandez now getting in the mix. Jidic finds the ball inside. Silva popping it over the top. And Barry is offside. Good defensive shape there by the visitors.
And it had to be because the Rangers have been finding pockets of space here over the top. Working the ball into the attacking third and then these diagonals, and now we've reached halftime.
So that is the last act of the first half. An eventful one as the Real Monarchs took a lead through Chandler Hoffman until Colton Storm able to pull one back for the Swope Park Rangers. It's 1-1 at halftime here at Children's Mercy Park. Stay with us. We'll be back for stats and analysis at halftime. Swope Park Rangers 1, Real Monarchs 1. 1-1 the score here at halftime between the Swope Park Rangers and the Real Monarchs. Well, it's always fun being a fan at these type of games, and we had the distinct pleasure of taking a behind the scenes, or should I say behind the shield look at the fan experience here at Children's Mercy Park.
Now you're out. No, there's only a
bunch of old dudes in sandals.
Woohoo!
When it starts, and then you're going to go absolutely nuts. I appreciate that.
It was a fun time to watch some soccer here at Children's Mercy Park. These fans watching a pretty tightly contested contest here this evening as it's halftime. Swope Park Rangers and Real Monarchs tied at 1 apiece. Stick with us. We'll be back for all the halftime stats and analysis.
Past the keeper, Watson slides it in. Matt Watson has his first Indy 11 goal. Third time be the charm. It is for the Indy 11. Carlisle Mitchell. It is first goal night.
Hoffman cuts it back to Ledesma. Shot and a goal. Richard Ledesma with his first career goal.
Tim Bacchus with the save. That was all Cicerani. Kudik with the finish. 1-0 FC Cincinnati.
The box, the header, and a big save by Dykstra.
Inchhoff with the swing. Pickens upstairs to deny it.
From Tobin to find Miller. Miller's going to crank one over. Rios is there. Oh my, punched away by Newton.
Scored on one this year.
Jordan!
Here's a shot. And it's shot. And it's score! Leon Taylor, welcome to the home pitch.
She is shot in, a great save by Stuart Sayus. In for Aguilar, left-footed ball to goal, saved by Rawls.
Still on the ground, shot, and a goal!
One stay in, it just did, and Stuart Sayus elevates, and that's a goal!
Swung in, down inside, headed on, and he scores! Ken Tribbett again. Another header by Ken Tribbett, he scores again! Ken Tribbett, 2 goals!
Oh, Calistri with the spin. And finds a way to slot it past Fabian Serta. What a return game for Joey Calistri as his 2nd goal of the night on the brace.
Goal of the month, goal of the week, goal of the year worthy.
Shot taken, he's gone!
Still giving chase. Brought down nicely, a shot! A wonder goal! The shot scored!
Welcome back in. Halftime here between the Swope Park Rangers and the Real Monarchs. Score tied at 1. Let's take a look at the standings in the USL Western Conference. And Real Monarchs, as it stands, on pace to break the USL single season record.
Can't say enough about that, Carter. Then Swope Park Rangers, 22 points, sitting in 6th place. Mind you, they've played 9 of their first 13 games on the road.
A home-heavy back half of the schedule for the Rangers. Of course, Real Monarchs with that 5-point lead. They also have a game in hand over the Portland Timbers, too. They'll be looking to try and add to that lead here. It's 1-1 at the break, though, between Monarchs and Swope Park Rangers. We talk about the Rangers with a front-loaded away schedule. Let's look up the upcoming schedule for SPR.
Well, and it's a crowded fixture list here as SPR played last Saturday at Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and tonight at home against Real Monarchs, and then a trip to Fresno this Sunday night, an interesting battle. And then we have Las Vegas Lights. How about their debut season in the USL, making plenty of noise? They come to Jones Mercy Park on June 24th, and then Seattle Sounders 2 out in the Pacific Northwest on Thursday, July 5th.
Really fun run of fixtures there coming up for the Swope Park Rangers. Let's take a look now at the first half stats from this contest this evening. And as you'd expect, Rangers, after conceding that opening goal, really coming back into this one.
They really took a hold of the game from that point on, and as you can see, with 63% possession, obviously an advantage in shots. I think a fair indication of the overall flow of the game thus far for Paula Nagamura's side, who have probably been the better of the 2 teams for the last 20-25 minutes of the first half.
Of course, the only stat that matters is the one on the scoreboard, and right now, these 2 teams deadlocked at 1 apiece. Will someone have a special moment of magic in the second half to win all 3 points for his side? We will see, as we'll be right back with the second half kick between the Swope Park Rangers and Real Monarchs. Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park. Swope Park Rangers and Real Monarchs in a clash of two of the premier teams in the Western Conference. They are tied at 1 apiece. And let's take a look at the first half highlights between these two teams, as it was a bit of a slow start, but it all ratcheted up with this penalty given by head referee John Freeman.
Certainly in a contentious decision from Mr. Freeman, but no mistake with the penalty from Chandler Hoffman, expertly dispatched low into the corner.
But it was a quick riposte from the home side. As Haji Berry getting in the mix, but Colton Storm getting his second goal of the season.
A heads-up play there from Colton Storm, right place, right time. Lashing that one into the back of the net for his second of the season.
1-1 the score in the early stages, and from then on it was just about all Swope Park Rangers. Chase Minter carving out a decent opportunity for Hernandez, but Sparrow was alert to that danger. Here's a good chance for Amir Jidic.
Was an Amir Jidic, always a threat off the set pieces, especially with his head. That one fell to his foot.
And then this one looked all the world like it was going to be 2-1. Tyler Blackwood just cutting through the Real Monarchs back line.
As we said, a move that was simply deserving of a goal. Unfortunately for Blackwood, he did not get it. We remain 1-1.
So all 3 points still very much up for grabs here at Children's Mercy Park. And one of these teams claw their way ahead in the second half. Monarchs had to make one substitution in the first half because of an injury to center back Michael Gallagher. So Conrad Plua came on for his first minutes as a Real Monarchs player. Referee blows his whistle, and the Monarchs will start with the ball as we get underway here in the second half. They stand one up for Ryden on the near side. He wins the header. Second ball now, and back with Connor Sparrow. Again, joined by Sam Cobson. I'm Carter Augustine. And Sam, what did you see from the Swope Park Rangers in that first half?
I saw a lot of positive movement, especially down that right channel. Felipe Hernandez asking some questions of the defense, and Chase Minter as well getting involved in the attack in third. And I think it continues to be an area they may try to exploit now with Conrad Plua in the game.
Meanwhile, for the Monarchs, they started well, but really came under the cosh there after the Rangers were able to equalize.
It was a spell that we haven't seen very much at all from Real Monarchs this season, the fact that they were second best for a period of time. But if there's a team that can steady the ship, get a result away from home here, it's certainly Jamison Olave's side. They certainly won't be second-guessing themselves coming out of the break.
Masta Casher, who might be second-guessing his touch on that long diagonal right in front of his coach. And now foul back initially where Blackwood tried to run away from the Monarchs defense. So again, these two teams, two of the premier teams in the Western Conference over the past couple of seasons. And Swope Park Rangers still yet to come away victorious in a matchup with Real Monarchs. Monarchs 3-0-1 in this short-lived history. Of course, the parent clubs with a bit of a rivalry between the two teams. Oh, here's a bad giveaway, and now the Monarchs charging forward. Chang leaves it for Hoffman. On for Ruiz, his first-time shot is blocked, and it's offside on the rebound from Hernandez, but warning signs there as the Monarchs almost capitalizing on a turnover.
Almost capitalizing on a giveaway from Matt Lewis, and that's what leads to this chance here for Real Monarchs, and big block shot here from Jidic. The ball almost falls into the path there of Jose Hernandez, but the offside flag is up.
It's a tight one there. Hernandez on that block shot, just straying behind the back line. We thought that the Monarchs might get a better shot than a long-range speculative effort from Pablo Ruiz as they broke clear.
That's something that SPR will have to be very careful of, because with the quality in this Real Monarchs side, they can be second best for a lot of the game, but one giveaway, they break in numbers in the other direction, and all of a sudden SPR can find themselves down again.
Oh, coaching staff asking a question there, as Haji Berry was trying to break clear on the breakaway. It's a foul given, but nothing more from the center referee. Marr now into the feet of Blackwood. It's a good tackle from Moberg. He's been active in this game. The center back for Real Monarchs making his 6th start. He's played every minute of his 5 previous games, James Moberg. University of Washington Husky, one of several University of Washington products. Real pipeline out west for the Monarchs.
I think that's something impressive that can be said of the Real Salt Lake Academy, is the fact that they've drawn talent from all over the West, especially that Intermountain region. It's not just the state of Utah. Maximizing their resources in places like Arizona, California, and of course Washington. I think you could say the same thing with Sporting Kansas City. Obviously, they're going to have to draw from a talent pool outside of just Kansas and Missouri, and they've done so. So we've seen a pair of homegrowns with the likes of Gianluca Busio and Jalen Lindsay coming from the state of North Carolina. Felipe Hernandez on the field tonight from Tennessee. Players coming from all parts of the country, or at least outside the immediate region of their parent clubs.
Monarchs forced all the way back now to Sparrow, and it's a duel in midfield. You'd expect Silva to win against Hernandez, but neither of them were able to get their head on the ball there. Oh, a poor giveaway from Casher. And Knox, can he find a pass? Oh, just about. What a tackle and an interception from James Moberg. Boy, it looked like Minter was charging in behind the Monarchs back line there.
It's a cheeky little attempt there from Roman Knox outside of his right boot, trying to squeeze that through ball in there, and although it almost did come off, be interested to know maybe what Paulo Nagamura thought of that. Is when it came off his foot, you'd have thought that maybe he was trying to force one there, trying to thread an unlikely needle, but it almost came off for the young Knox.
If not for big number 40 in the back for the Monarchs. He's got a big job on his hands trying to organize the back line with a new center half partner. Matt Lewis now back with Eric Dick, who really hasn't had a lot to do other than pick the ball out of the back of his net after Chandler Hoffman's penalty. To make the one save on the curling effort by Michael Chang early on in the game.
Eric Dick is a guy that the Sporting Kansas City coaching staff really likes. Tremendous upside as a young 23-year-old goalkeeper. Tremendous size. We're talking 6'5", 210, 215 maybe. Tremendous locker room guy. Everyone on the team really gets on well with him. Brings a tremendous attitude. A lot of players, when they get drafted by that first team and then come down to the USL level and play, it's all about how you handle that challenge, and I think Dick has responded extremely well, extremely positively. And what I love about Eric is his love for the game, and as cliche as it sounds, I was talking to him last week. He made the trip to Real Salt Lake when Sporting Kansas City faced RSL in the Open Cup, and for him, that's what keeps him going every day. It's the love of the game, and he's living a dream right now, and that's always great to see.
First round pick out of Butler. Really has ingratiated himself well into Kansas City soccer culture in his short time here. Blackwood dropping deep to pick it up. It's tackled away, just almost bounced back into the path of Tyler Blackwood, but good work from Plua there. And here is Plua on the ball. Finds Kalen Ryden. Here's Ryden, who leads the team in scoring. Well, did coming into the game. It's been tied now by Chandler Hoffman's penalty. And he had 2 goals in that 4-1 victory for the Monarchs, did Kalen Ryden. There's a hopeful ball lofted in towards the Rangers area. That's an easy claim for Eric Dick.
I think another one of the storylines that has made this Real Monarchs team so impressive is that scoring by committee approach. There's so many different players on the field, night in, night out. That can hurt you. Tonight we've seen Hoffman get his 4th goal, but along that front line, you've got 7 combined goals and assists from Michael Chang. You've got Masta Kacher, who 7 games played entering tonight has scored 3 goals of his own. And whoever's playing in the midfield for James and Olave is going to be extremely talented and technically sound, and you're getting 4 goals from your left back. That's something else.
As we've talked about, both these teams with a similar situation this season, playing more than 30 players. Good tackle, one-on-one defending by Colton Storr. Haji Berry charging through the center of the pitch. Looked like Blackwood was just trying to hold his run there, and Berry's pass intercepted by Plua.
We talked about how Plua would integrate into this match. Got to give him some serious credit there. That's stout defending and an interception that certainly needed to be made, as Berry and Blackwood nearly breaking through there.
Lofted up towards Berry. Second ball to the feet of Hernandez now. Both these teams using a mix of veteran players, academy products, homegrown players, players on loan. Can be tough to keep that consistency when so many changes made week in, week out.
And I think when you see...
This was lofted forward for Knox and touched away by Ruiz. A little touch in the back, goes unnoticed by the referee, so it'll be out for the 3rd corner of the game for the Swope Park Rangers.
I was going to quickly say, Carter, is when you see those results continue to stay positive for teams that rotate in a ton of players, I think it's more a product of the system that is ingrained within the club, and obviously the coaches who do a great job of getting all the players on the same page week in, week out.
Short corner whipped in now by Hernandez. Knox is trying to pump it back into the area, and onside Tyler Blackwood can run one-on-one inside against Ryden. Blackwood, his shot blocked away. Berry. Now Silva. Oh my goodness, what a goal! Mateo Silva absolutely smashes that one into the far corner. 2-1 Swope Park Rangers.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a better strike than this from Mateus Silva. Pick that one out. An absolute pile driver into the bottom left corner. Connor Sparrow, I'm sorry, no chance. This one is absolutely laced. Unstoppable. And a strike of pure quality.
Boy, that one had eyes for the side netting. Mateo Silva getting his first goal for the Swope Park Rangers. What a way to do it. Just a frozen rope on a line. And the Rangers go from 1-0 down to take a 2-1 lead here in the second half. There's a substitution by the Monarchs that was going to happen before that goal went in. Now, even more importance put onto the plate of Josh Hurd as he checks in for Masta Kacher. Here's Hurd charging forward. Nothing given, and now both teams arguing for their respective decision. In the end, Freeman's going to point to a goal kick for the Swope Park Rangers.
Hurd perhaps a bit fortunate not to get booked just seconds after coming into the matches. Looked like he had kind of lashed out at Mateus Silva there. And Silva has to be careful. He's sitting on a yellow card, as you might remember, picked up that booking in the first half. And now his master stroke has SPR up 2-1. He needs to continue to be careful because SPR will need him out there for obvious reasons.
And now Silva perhaps feeling it. He's played a wonderful ball over the top. Minter charging onto it, just getting it trapped in his feet there. Drifts out of play for a goal kick for Connor Sparrow. What a moment for Mateus Silva. Just a sensational goal.
And I'd be lying if I said I saw that one coming, but Silva was just afforded a little pocket of space there and decided to pull the trigger. And my goodness, what a strike.
He didn't have much backlift on that goal either, did he?
Didn't at all, just one swift motion, and the ball barely moved en route to that far left corner. And that's a quality of a strike that'll win you a match. And the question is, can SPR hold on? Obviously, plenty to play for here as we approach the final half hour, but you'd have to say SPR good for their 2-1 lead so far, and a deserved scoreline at least at this point in time.
Thumbs up from head coach Paul Nagamura to Matt Lewis for that ball over the top. Blackwood trying to touch it around the defender, but ushered out for a throw-in. Portillo steps in the way of that pass. And that's a really clever cut pass from Ruiz. He's found the feet of Hernandez, and now Hernandez getting this attack moving. It's over to the right-hand side. But Chang just dribbling into a cul-de-sac there of 4 Swope Park Rangers defenders. Chang will keep the press going, but he blocks this one out. It'll be a goal kick for the Rangers.
That's good stuff from the likes of Parker Marr and Chase Minter, who had tracked back as he customarily does, putting his defensive shift in. Michael Chang, not easy to stop when he's got a full head of steam like that, but SPR making it look easy there.
So will this goal from the Rangers have the same effect that go-ahead goal for the Monarchs had in the first half? Here's Real Monarchs trying to get back into the game here. Ripped and cross. Lewis heads it away, but it was offside anyways on Chandler Hoffman. Really is key for the visitors how they respond after giving up that absolute wonder goal from a defensive midfielder.
And it's a position where our, Real Monarchs has not found themselves in quite often this season, and perhaps that's stating the obvious as they will come into tonight with a 10-2-1 record, but certainly up against it now with momentum on the Rangers side and that 2-1 lead.
Blackwood pirouetting in midfield, and has he found a good ball? He has. Barry just keeping it in play. And now Barry looking for a cross, is blocked away. Ryden was there. Ruiz, as the game's starting to open up here in the second half. Turns on a dime and finds a ball forward for Hoffman, who lifts it over Dick, but it's going wide of goal. Jidic will just keep that one in play. But again, you see the talents of Pablo Ruiz in midfield for the Monarchs.
Yeah, turning on a dime there and lofting one over the top. What we've seen multiple times this season is Eric Dick never afraid to race off his line. And on a few occasions, he's been caught in a bit of an awkward position. Fortunately for SPR there, they escaped with no damage as Jidic was actually able to retreat and scoop up the ball before it went behind.
Storm, I think, getting a little lucky there. He misjudged the flight of the ball. Just about threw off Josh Hurd as well. Deflects off Hurd. And it'll be a throw-in deep in his own half for Colton Storm to take. He's already on the score sheet, the right back for the Rangers. Second ball now for Hernandez. First time pass in for Hoffman. Excuse me, now Hoffman. And then Ruiz. Top of the area. That's a great first touch. And a huge save. Eric Dick sticks out his right hand, and it's a strong hand as well. Hoffman on the doorstep there. Really looked like he would double his tally.
How good is this from Eric Dick? How good is that move from Real Monarchs? He sticks out his right mitt and he just palms that one away. That is an excellent save, and one that he made look pretty routine, but nothing easy about that. The visitors now making their move, trying to get back into this one.
Really ramping up the intensity and the pressure here. The Monarchs. Portillo's ball is a poor one, but it's a poor clearance as well that almost caused the Rangers some trouble. Dick looking for a quick restart, trying to send Felipe Hernandez on his way. It's a poor ball from Sparrow, but Minter will just let that one trickle out. Well, we talked about Tyler Blackwood's enterprising run in the first half being deserving of a goal. You'd have to say that move from Real Monarchs, one that you would think would deserve a goal as well. The first time pass in the area. How clever was that?
Superb stuff there from Real Monarchs, and like you said, Carter, more often than not, that's a move that results in a goal. The ball in the back of the net. Eric Dick has to come up big, and he certainly did there.
Just a wonderful save from Eric Dick, sticking out that big right glove. And he really thought that Chandler Hoffman was going to get his second goal of the evening. Did so well that first touch on his thigh to bring it back, create space for the shot. Here's a really poor giveaway by Plua. And Rangers just electing to keep the ball here. Storm dribbling past a host of players. Still Colton Storm moving forward. Dribbled into a bit of danger, but he's bailed out by Hernandez with a clever interception.
It's good from Storm to weave through there. Tried to do a little bit too much, kept the ball a little too long. But then another good recovery there from Hernandez. Now SPR back on the ball. 25 minutes left.
Looking for the run of Roman Knox into the right inside channel. Plua just ushering him off the ball. Ruiz not enjoying the pressure from Hernandez there as he steals a look at the referee. Now Hurd is strongly tackled by Matt Lewis. No nonsense there in the back by the Kansas City native, making his first professional start.
It's a good crunching tackle there from Matty Lewis. No nonsense stuff. Getting the ball.
The Monarchs certainly have found a better foothold here in the second half after conceding that goal by Mateo Silva. Lewis again, finding the feet of Barry. He's tackled away by Josh Hurd. Ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday was a historic day for soccer in North America. Members of FIFA voted to award the 2026 FIFA World Cup to the united bid of Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The World Cup will return to North America for the first time in 32 years and promises to be the biggest sporting event the world has ever seen. Back to that in a moment as the Rangers are streaking away here on a counter-attacking breakaway, and it's a poor pass in the end. Minter with his head to the sky as he really thought he could have done something better there.
Yeah, you'd expect a little bit better from Minter there in that situation. He undercooks that cross there as he cuts it back across the grain. Doesn't quite reach Blackwood, and that's an opportunity missed for SPR, and one that they will hope that they do not rue in the coming moments.
Golden opportunity for the Rangers goes begging. It was a crucial intervention at the last second by the Monarchs defense to keep this thing at a 2-1 score. Now Minter applying pressure again, but this time Herrera able to just get away. That's a cheeky little behind the legs kick scissor pass from Herrera, and all action Herrera still trying to keep that one in the attacking half. It's unable to, and it's a wonderful dummy from Barry. Blackwood now charging through the center. Blackwood deflects the clearance, and Blackwood saved. Sparrow denying Blackwood. Berry now cutting inside and is blocked away.
Unbelievable stuff for all of his inventiveness and industry in the attacking third. Tyler Blackwood, you'd really love to see get on the score sheet if you're an SPR fan tonight. His performance, I think, is deserving of it. Nevertheless, it remains 2-1.
Ruiz really growing into this game. He's found an excellent crossfield diagonal after leaving Hernandez in the dust in midfield. But let's go back to that Blackwood chance. Initially, his run was dealt with by Ryden, but he never gave up on it. Crucially blocked away by Sparrow.
Streaks through the middle like a battering ram, and Sparrow intervenes as he absolutely needed to. Good stuff from number 36 tonight. Now a set piece coming for SLC.
Portillo over to take this corner kick. It's a good delivery. Jidic was there to meet it, and it's actually deflected off Kalen Ryden. No complaints from the left back there. That's two big guys coming together inside the area. It was a good delivery from Portillo.
A good delivery and a good intervention from Jidic, and it had to be, as Ryden was making that run in near the penalty spot, as we see there. Jidic just does quite enough to throw off Ryden and out of play.
Rangers trying to play it short from the goal kick, and oh, that was just wide. High pressure from the Monarchs, and this man really growing into the game. Pablo Ruiz inches wide of the far post.
You said it, he's gotten better and better, and he laces this one, an absolute daisy cutter. And Eric Dick had to be sure. He gets low, and he reaches out with that left paw, and it was always going wide, but not by much. Good stuff from Pablo Ruiz.
Ruiz, a former Argentine U17 international, but now sounding like he's gonna try and play for Chile, dual national. So it's not just USA and Mexico that go through those battles for young players.
Speaking about the international game, I think we could talk for hours about this announcement today and the United bid's successful effort of bringing the 2026 World Cup to the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Obviously, a momentous day for the sport of soccer here in the United States, and so much momentum now as we build forward for that event.
This is a wonderful interchange from Storm and Berry. Storm lofting it up to the back stick. It's headed away by Herrera. Just had to get there, and he did. The young right back for the Monarchs says that was a really wonderfully worked attack by the Swope Park Rangers. And Sam, every time we try and talk about the World Cup, Swope Park Rangers break away down the other end of the field.
My lips are sealed. I'm done.
But really is a momentous day for soccer in North America. And boy, this year's World Cup starting tomorrow. Almost looking past it, 8 years into the future. Tough to try and wait those 8 years for the World Cup to come back to home soil.
It's hard to wrap your head around just how incredible it is and how wonderful of an achievement it is for the United bid, and it's going to do wonders, obviously, for the sport in this country in immeasurable and numerous ways. And I think as the soccer landscape has changed over the last decade in a very positive manner, what we'll see over the next 8 years will be equally, if not much more profound. And being a part of the game, as you and I are, and as the players on the field are, obviously, it's certainly a wonderful time to be a part of the sport in this country, on this continent.
Well, of course, we'll be looking forward to it as spectators, but Sam, how about this being a goal for some of the players out on the pitch here?
Look at Amir Jidic.
The likes of Jidic, Knox, all young players. Here's Hernandez, one of those young players, cutting forward onto his right foot. Now back to his left, trying to slide it through for Berry. Just a little short there, and Ryden getting a touch. But 8 years into the future, and these young players certainly with the chance to play a World Cup on home soil. Aaron Herrera, you'd have to put him in there.
Certainly.
Wonderful standout at the U20 World Cup. Real Monarchs.
Without question.
Here's a corner kick for Minter and the Rangers. It's a deep one to the back post. Silva just wouldn't come down for him, so slides it back with Barry. Headed clear by Ryden. Certainly done his share of defending here this evening. And Silva's pass is deflected out for a throw. And here is the third and final substitution for Jamison Olave and the away side. It's Juan Ignacio Mare. Check in for Jose Hernandez. Not as influential of a game from the 22-year-old Hernandez as perhaps you would have liked. So a chance now for the Argentine, Mare. He's got some good pedigree as well, coming from Puebla, Liga MX. It's a very loose pass from Jidic, and Storm just have his eyes on the ball, but it's a wonderful recovery from Colton Storm, although this is a bit of a dubious throw-in awarded to the Rangers, and it looked like it was off the right back for Swope Park Rangers. Hernandez now cutting infield, and Minter just displays that one out of bounds. Monarchs now trying to build through the back. Knox got his toe to it, but it fell right to the feet of the newcomer, Mare. Good shielding out of play. Be a throw in for the Rangers. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Silva now combative in midfield and is hoping for a run forward. Just dumping that one into the feet of the Monarchs defense. Storm with an uncontested header. Left by Hernandez, and Blackwood will run onto this. Blackwood now into the area, cuts it across. Oh, Minter, he had to score. How on earth is it still 2-1?
Chase Minter will be wanting that one back all night. He'll go to bed thinking about that missed opportunity. As Blackwood, who again has been so good for SBR tonight, wreaking havoc in the attacking 30, laid that ball into the path of Minter, and you would have certainly expected him to do better from close range.
Just slipping at the crucial second, and so this one still just a 1-goal difference. First time cross, Jidic pops it up into the air. Clearance completed by Minter, and it turns out to be a good outball as Blackwood running onto it. Well, you can see him trying to size up that touch to play it around Moberg. Just couldn't get that touch right, as we've seen the speed of Blackwood really causing problems for the Monarchs defense here.
Yeah, and we saw that chance bring head coach Paulo Nagamura up off his seat.
Offside here against the Monarchs. Looked like Hurd was the man who had strayed forward. Another University of Washington Husky here on display for Olave and company.
Heard that before.
Hernandez just ball eats him up there. Want that one back as he's looking down at his laces. It still pops free for the Rangers to control. Here's Lewis looking over the top, looking for the run of Blackwood. So the Monarchs with just over 12 minutes regulation time here to try and find an equalizer. You would think if they do, this man might have something to do with it. Pablo Ruiz been at the heart of everything for the Monarchs in the second half.
If I'm Paulo Nagamura, I'd consider making my first change right around this point.
Here's a terrible pass, and Blackwood now one-on-one with the keeper. Sparrow makes up for it with a big save. Blackwood still! Blackwood scores! A big fist pump from Tyler Blackwood. And he's put the Rangers up by a score of 3-1.
And it's no less than what Tyler Blackwood deserves. He's been working hard all night. And he's advantageous to get this opportunity in the first place, as it's a terrible pass out from Sparrow, but Blackwood makes him pay. Shot through traffic, deflects into the upper corner. 3-1 Rangers, and you'd have to think that'll be good enough for all 3 points tonight.
How about that effort on the turn from Blackwood when it looked like the chance had gone? And you can see the relief on his face there as the ball found its way to the back of the net. Several chances there for Tyler Blackwood here in the second half, and he finally makes one tell. Quick little shift at the feet there from Hernandez to avoid a tackle, and looking for Blackwood. Just not on the same page there, Hernandez and the striker. But Tyler Blackwood getting his second goal of the season there.
Well, it's great to see if you're an SPR supporter, because Blackwood has certainly put in that work tonight, created multiple chances, some of the solo effort variety, and to see his name on the score sheet, a testament to what he's done this evening and constantly being that thorn in the side of the Monarchs defense.
Here's a breakaway now for the Monarchs, and cut back to the edge of the area. Hurd has a go, it's caught! Eric Dick clutches the ball in his hands. Still a 2-goal lead for the Rangers.
This is fantastic from Eric Dick. How often do you see a goalkeeper snare a shot like this out of the air? Usually you'll see them like to parry the ball or palm it away, but Eric Dick, like a wide receiver, plucking that ball out of the air, and it's coming at him hot. What a save there.
Looked like Hoffman was right on the doorstep for any possible rebounds, so big time clutch of the ball there from Eric Dick. That will allow for the first substitution for the Swope Park Rangers. Hear the applause as Chase Minter, typical all-action performance from him. And he's replaced by another SKC Academy product, Wilson Harris.
Wilson Harris, a player who has worked himself into this SPR picture, starting to get more consistent playing time at the professional level, a U.S. Youth International at the U20 level. Recently joined the U.S. U20s earlier this spring, and a player who has tremendous upside as a young player.
University of Louisville commit. They've certainly produced their fair share of talented players over the years. Here's the Rangers now in the area again. Hernandez trying to find space for his right boot. He'll instead play it back now again with Blackwood, carving space for a shot. Sparrow swallows that one up. Of course, it was a big mistake from the goalkeeper that led to the Blackwood goal that has put Swope Park Rangers up by a score of 3-1.
Another one.
Some yells from the RSL bench. They didn't like the hands there from Amir Djidic as he saw off the run of Juan Ignacio Mare.
It was perfectly good defending there from Djidic. Beat his man to the spot there. Played backwards to Dick with some precision.
Colton Storm now will be the second player to make way as Brian Rebellon comes on. It was a crucial goal from Colton Storm right after the Real Monarchs had taken the lead through Chandler Hoffman's penalty. Big time equalizer for the right back for the Rangers.
And that proved to be the turning point, didn't it? Ever since falling behind, SPR has clearly held that upper hand, taking this game by the scruff of the neck, and it was Colton Storm's timely equalizer, just an as they had fallen behind that leveled the score. And
here comes Chang now into the area, cutting it back. Surely a goal, and it is. And a lifeline for the Monarchs. Hoffman prods it home. 3-2 now.
Not done yet. A well-taken finish from Chandler Hoffman off a clever cutback. And we are game on here at Children's Mercy Park. 3-2 as Chang picks up his team-leading 6th assist. No doubt about that one. Again, SPR falling asleep there just for a moment. When you do that against this Rail Monarchs team, they've got so much quality all over the place that they will make you pay. And now 3-2. This game back again, very much in the balance.
Well, that move started with a big crossfield diagonal by Portillo, and Mara looked like he got it right, but his flicked header went right into the midriff of Michael Chang, and Chang making no mistake. You mentioned it, his 6th assist. That's good for first on the team. It's also good for 2nd in the league. Just a wonderful start to the season by Michael Chang. And he had that chance a few minutes ago where he cut it to the edge of the area. Eric Dick with the huge save. But Chandler Hoffman was right on the 6 there, wanting the ball on the initial chance. Well, he gets it this time around from Michael Chang.
You got to give tremendous credit to this Rail Monarchs team. Just when you thought that they were out,
Stay high, stay high.
Thomas and Olave's side have rallied, and now look, capable of maybe salvaging a result here.
You can see at the restart, all the men in the all-white making that universal signal. Come on, let's go. But Rebellon stepping in here. Take the ball away, and he'll charge up the right-hand side, laying it back now for Roman Knox. Knox now inside. Hernandez has a touch and is deflected out for another corner for Swope Park Rangers.
Hernandez maybe caught the defender's foot there as he strikes the ball through. No, I don't think there's any contact there, actually. Perhaps cramps.
You can see there Freeman getting the word from Hernandez that he should be okay.
Maybe a bit of a muscular issue.
Well, watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL.
Stay organized here, Brian.
So Hernandez looks like he'll be okay. Knox will take a short corner. Shifting it onto his right foot, Knox. That one goes out of bounds, curls back in, so it'll be a goal kick here for Real Monarchs. You can tell the urgency as they try and find a goal here. Just getting one back through Hoffman, his 2nd of the game a few minutes ago, and that has allowed the Monarchs a lifeline. The high press from the Swope Park Rangers has been causing some problems here in this 2nd half. This time Blackwood again leading that charge, and he forces errant pass from Moberg.
It's one thing to deal with high pressing in the first half, but it's a whole other to do it for another 45 minutes, especially in hot and humid playing conditions such as tonight. These are the moments in the game, the late stages, the dying embers. And quite often you see self-inflicted mistakes that end up benefiting the opponent rather than a bit of individual quality. Although we've certainly had that tonight as well, from the likes of Mateus Silva.
Dick floats this one up past the center stripe. Header won by Ryden. Now Ruiz Just mad at himself. Tried to flop that one over the top for the run of Josh Hurd. 2 minutes of regulation left here at Children's Mercy Park. Swope Park Rangers trying to see this one out. As the Monarchs took an early first half lead through a Chandler Hoffman penalty that was quickly canceled out by Colton Storm's equalizer. The second half, absolute laser from Mateo Silva, his first goal for the club. That put the Rangers ahead by a 2-1 score. It was further added to by Tyler Blackwood, capitalizing on a mistake by Connor Sparrow. He made it 3-1, but a goal created by Chang, finished by Hoffman, and that's where we stand as we move into the dying stages of this match. Portillo. Ryden. Rebellon stands up to the challenge and then earns a foul as well, and you'd expect the Rangers to take their time on this free kick.
That's good work there from Rebellon. He had to win that duel if he could, and he was at least able to draw a foul as Real Monarchs now really knocking on the door in search of an equalizer. Really picked up their play over the last 20 minutes or so. SPR held a decisive advantage, I would say, for the first, or for that middle 40 or 50 minute period, but Monarchs have bounced back with some real quality of their own. How good was that from Haji Berry?
Can he get the return pass? No, it's a desperate tackle by Plua, just stretching behind him. Able to deflect it away from the run of Berry. Lewis with the commanding header, and then the ball lofted over the top. Jidic there to take control. He'll just play this one out of bounds. Monarchs trying to take it quickly. See that there are 3 minutes of time added here. We're moving into those 3 minutes of added time. And not quite sure what's the delay is here.
What are we waiting for?
Go, come back. You gotta be shitting me. Turn.
It's a strange delay in proceedings there. Rangers about to make legitimate questions asked by the Monarchs bench there to head referee John Freeman. Precious seconds ticking off the clock. Here's Wilson Harris really making his first run at it. He's coming on as a second half sub. Portillo trying to pump it forward. Jidic there calling off his left back Parker Marr, but then gifting it right back to the Monarchs. Portillo under the watchful eye of Blackwood, able to get that one away. All right, now in for Chang. Overlap. It's a good one from Herrera. Spinning past Marr. Herrera now dribbling into the corner and tracks a double team, but also able to play that cross off Blackwood. It'll be a late corner for the Monarchs here.
Savvy move there from Herrera, bringing the ball toward that corner flag, and he wins his team a set piece. This could be it.
Lofted in towards the penalty spot. Jidic, the powerful header. It's back into the area, and now loose in the box, and what a crucial challenge. Roman Knox blocking that shot away.
And the youngster has not made a bigger block in his professional career, without a doubt.
Goalkeeper up, Sparrow in the box. In towards the near post. Strong header out by Blackwood.
How about this for drama at the end of the game, Carter, as Will Little set to make his entry in the match.
His third substitute appearance, Will Little, and he'll replace Tyler Blackwood, who at the moment has the game-winning goal.
and I think one of SPR's better players tonight. Tyler Blackwood, obviously the goal to his name, but he's created a handful of chances. He's been a constant nuisance that the Real Monarchs back line has struggled to deal with throughout. One of Tyler Blackwood's better performances in recent weeks for SPR.
It's his second goal of the season, Tyler Blackwood. We'll see if that stands as the game winner. Some defending to do for Will Little, the SKC Academy product, coming in for his third substitute appearance. Ruiz on his left foot, deflected, just wide. Oh, a sigh of relief throughout Children's Mercy Park there as Ruiz just galloping into space.
My word, I thought that ball was in the back of the net after it left his foot.
Keeper comes up again for this corner. Up towards Sparrow, he got a head to it, but couldn't direct it on frame. That could have been a magical moment for Connor Sparrow. He's trying to sprint back into his goal box. You can hear the fans screaming at Swope Park Rangers players, but Silva just has that one blocked out of play, and this could be it. But how close to that did Connor Sparrow come?
Well, Carter, we've ended up being treated to an absolute peach of a game as we've got some extracurricular activities down here on the sideline. My goodness.
Someone from the Monarchs organization taking exception. That's Sebastian Velasquez, looks like. Not in the 18 for today's game. Of course, the Monarchs playing 2 games in quick succession here. But he was pretty angry with the time-wasting antics of the Swope Park Rangers. We're well past the 3 minutes of allotted stoppage time. Rebellon will take the ensuing throw in. He just throws it back. Trying to dump it in the attacking area. It's pumped forward by Sparrow now. Is there still a chance for the Monarchs? Jidic hooks it away. Barry completes the clearance. And the Swope Park Rangers get all 3 points in a thrilling encounter in the USL Western Conference.
The exact word I was going to use to describe this one, Carter, a 3-2 thriller. And you maybe would not have described it as such through the first 45 minutes, but the way that second half unfolded, with that stroke of genius, Mateus Silva. Another goal from Tyler Blackwood, and then the reply, Chandler Hoffman's brace, giving Monarchs a lifeline. And then at the end, both sides continuing to knock on the door, but at the end of the day, 3-2, and I think it's a scoreline that is appropriate. I think SPR worthy of 3 points tonight. I think Monarchs started and ended the game well, but that middle 60 minutes was really controlled by the hosts, and at the end of the night, fair result for me.
3-2, the final score here in Kansas City. Swope Park Rangers emerging victorious over the Western Conference leaders. We'll go to break and stick with us because there are some fantastic highlights to watch over from a really wonderful game here in Kansas City. Final score, Swope Park Rangers 3, Real Monarchs 2. We'll be right back with all the stats and highlights. Well, the full-time score here, Swope Park Rangers 3, Real Monarchs 2. And it turned itself into a thrilling game the last 20 or 30 minutes of this one. And let's go ahead and take a look at what brought us here to this 3-2 final score. Full-time game stats between the two teams, and those shots really ramped up in the second half.
And it ends up being a fairly balanced game, and I think that's exactly what we were given. A 3-2 result for SPR, and they'll be happy with that, but Real Monarchs certainly nothing to be concerned about. Still top of the table in the West, and what many people would consider the class of this league.
And the Swope Park Rangers moved their unbeaten streak at home to 14 games. Still haven't lost in Kansas City since last August. It's a really impressive 3 points from the Rangers. They put 3 goals on Real Monarchs, who had allowed just 1 goal in their previous 5 games. It was an enthralling encounter here. Colton Storm coming through with the equalizer. The Swope Park Rangers, your winners. Mateus Silva, perhaps the goal of his career. Absolute thunderbolt. But Blackwood gets the winner for the Rangers. Jordan Burrell, Jason Briley, the rest of our all-star crew. Sam Cobson in the booth. I'm Carter Augustine. Thanks for watching USL Western Conference Soccer. Full-time score, Rangers 3, Monarchs 2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.